Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Novawar.
And MaximusBlack.
And we're bringing you... When?
No, normal game.
Why did you do this first?
Because I wanted to.
We never do it first.
Well, let's do it first.
Fine. I take that back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another normal game sent in by the fans to Replays.LifesAGlitchTV at gmail.com because the website went sideways. Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up with the sound of a website going sideways. I was gonna hope that there was a little Titanic, maybe
in
there.
Sorry.
No,
I did not think Titanic.
You know what I think of as soon as I said Titanic? You know what I just thought of? That the part when the ship is like all the way like pretty much vertical, and that one guy
that falls
and hits the vent.
Dude, that one specific moment.
The sound.
That is like movie history. Like that was like such a huge moment in cinematic.
Everything about that movie was epic. I'm actually... Is it still in?
It is still in IMAX 3D.
I might have to go see it.
I'm diggity down if you want to go.
Yeah, I might have to go see that.
Anyhow, starting down here in the bottom position, we have Abom.
Abom.
Abom. Shit.
Like Abomination from Warcraft.
Abom. Yeah, that's what it
Abom.
is. Yeah, okay. And over here on the left-hand side of Metalopolis, we have Tom.
You know what? It surprises me how many like normal names we've been getting lately.
Yeah,
like we had
Kyle.
Dan,
we had a bunch
Kyle,
of Kyles.
So yeah, we had Dan, Kyle, Tom, Bob has shown up. Of course, Bob.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, Bob is an ironically simple name. People just use it because it's
the same
so
name
common.
spelled backwards. That's cool.
Exactly. I can't remember what that's called. There's a name. There's a name for
what
that.
Is,
when that
what is the thing?
It's like race car backwards.
What is the thing that's called when you say something that means the opposite? Like, is it an oxymoron? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Is where you say something like the living dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that an oxymoron?
I think so.
When it contradicts itself, like
it's
like
yes, yeah,
you know,
yeah, no, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is anyway.
All right.
I don't know. I haven't had to take English class since first.
I'm black too, so I mean, I just don't even know that stuff. Period. I don't care how many classes I take. I just don't soak that shit up.
That's one of those things where you just sit back and you say, "Why would anybody ever want to learn English?"
Well, for these moments, sir. For these moments. So yeah, PVT. It looks like Tom is going to expand fairly quickly. Nothing crazy. I mean, it's pretty typical. Dropping down 3 racks.
Yep. That's aggressive.
Actually, you know what? That command is really fairly fast. It's almost like he got that first.
He might have gone first. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got that first.
Too busy talking about Titanic, but it
okay.
Might
So
have been first.
It's a little aggressive, but you know, nothing out of the ordinary, I suppose, on a map like this. And of course, Abom is going to get out that Zealot and Stalker. You know, going up there with the Zealot and Stalker very, very quickly can cause Terran a little bit of grief.
What about just a Stalker?
Just the Stalker's not great, no.
No.
When that first Zealot pops out...
I only say that because he's not taking his Zealot with him.
The Zealot should be going up immediately.
Yeah.
And, for one, checking for expand, but if the Zealot was already up, he would have been able to attack this SCV, maybe even that Marine, and then the Stalker comes behind. You might be able to pick off a Marine or two, maybe even stop that bunker altogether, force some SCVs to come off the line, force him to build things you might not necessarily want, and that really helps you out. It lets you get your expansion up and all that great stuff. But the Stalker is going to do a little bit of poking. He's doing a little bit of damage, just kind of getting Tom a little flustered. Hopefully he doesn't lose that Stalker because that's pretty painful.
He's
if
probably
he does.
going to lose that Stalker.
That would not be good. You definitely don't want to lose that Stalker.
It's going to be close.
There we go.
Yeah, he gets away just by the skin of his teeth. It looks like we're having a bit of a we got what, a 1-gate robo, or maybe like a 3-gate robo expand weird thing going on here. 2-gate.
No, it's 1 gate into expand, and he's going to drop down the robo. It's very, very normal. I'm sure he's going to drop down another gate here shortly.
Yeah.
Normally, Protoss players will do this. This is very basic stuff. So I can assume he's going to get the Observer. Whoa,
he's going to go Warp.
He's going to go Warp Prism right away, which is very interesting.
Okay, so he's looking to do a little bit of harassing. I guess he saw that expansion. He should know that at the very least, I mean, he saw the 2 bunkers go down up front. He's probably assuming that there's not too much defense up in the actual main of Tom, and so it wouldn't make or it would make a lot of sense to be able to go in there and see if you can maybe drop a couple of zealots in, maybe hit up that mineral line a bit. Because it is, look at that. We actually have all of the units outside in the bunkers there for Tom, and so that would be a great opportunity.
Whoa, wow, okay, so
this is 2-base Colossus.
Yeah, I think you might be doing a giraffe drop.
Oh, okay, all right.
It definitely could be. Unless
well, he'd have a bit of a wait for that.
Yeah, well, okay, never mind. He's going to go. I'm not really sure I like this. I don't think this is going to do a whole lot of damage. I know that the units are on the outside, but it's really nothing for him to, move these or just start building in mass amounts of units. What would be nice if he had a proxy out this way, and when he dropped, when these Marines came out, then, chuck up some force fields here and hit that mineral line. But, I mean, these 4 Stalkers and maybe another warp cycle in here, it'll do a bit of damage, but it's not going to be the end-all, be-all here. But we'll see how Tom handles this.
Yeah, I mean he didn't catch it in on the mini map. He did actually fly that warp prism right over top of the supply depot of Tom, and now Tom bringing up those Marines from the bunker, and he's gonna load it back into that warp prism. He needs to get out of there. He needs to be very careful.
Idiot.
He's gonna get caught.
And that is not good. That's a huge
whoa! 2 health.
Whoa!
All right, okay.
I bet you he's wishing he had stim right at that moment.
Yeah, that would have been a huge loss actually early on for Abom to lose those 4 Stalkers just getting out by the skin of his teeth.
He
got 5 worker kills.
He got 5 worker kills, and he didn't. If he would have lost that would have just been horrible.
That would have
been. Hey, yo, I'm going to counter you and basically kill you right now, or at least get rid of your expand.
I'm a little surprised I didn't see a couple of zealots come in. That could have actually been very dangerous for Tom if a couple of zealots had been warped in, because he only had really some Marines, like maybe 6 at the time. He has more now, obviously, but a few. Can you imagine 3 zealots in front of all of those?
Well, he only has 2 gates, so I mean, really, he wouldn't have been able to do.
I thought he had 3. I apologize. Yeah. I forgot that he went the robotic.
Like if he had 4 gates here, yeah, hell yeah, do a warp into 4 zealots, and you're going to be in good shape. He didn't have a sentry in there. I would have liked to have seen him do the drop, have a sentry, and then, force that off, and then try and get as many SCV kills that way.
Right.
The attack might have lasted a little bit longer, and if he actually got maybe another warp in of a sentry, it could have been pretty devastating.
Very devastating, yeah.
But you know what? He killed 5 SCVs.
And he got it alive.
And he kept it alive, so kudos to him.
Absolutely.
He did more than what I thought he was going to do.
Absolutely. I was almost positive that warp prism was going to go down.
Oh, so did I, yeah.
That was it. Luckily for him, several patches ago, being actually boosted in the shield department has helped Protoss literally use that
they
for
needed
once.
it, man, because
you couldn't use them.
They're as weak as Hydras, man.
And there you go. Okay, the Zealots now not being targeted into the mineral line specifically, and so they're going to target that bunker first, and unfortunately get melted.
Yeah.
And that's going to give away the fact that he's probably floating around there somewhere or has a pylon, so he's
very good patrol here from Tom.
It's an epic patrol he's got going on right now.
Both players relatively even here in the SCV probe department, although there is those 2 quasi-acceptable mules that are going to up the ante just a little bit for Tom momentarily, or just for a short period of time. But besides that, Tom is looking to be in pretty good shape. Do we have any giraffes? We do have 1 giraffe out on the field.
Just the 1.
We have a 3rd going up here for Abom. So if Tom doesn't attack soon, and if that 3rd base kicks in, he could find himself in a little bit of trouble, especially now that a couple of giraffes are coming out on the field. We do not have a starport out yet for Tom. No, not even. So we're not going to have medevacs or anything like that, which, that's a little bit scary. He's getting siege tanks, which is good, but I would definitely have liked to see a starport at 12 minutes into a game.
Starport, even maybe if he had scouted this out, maybe even consider a ghost at this point somewhere, because he's going to need something to mitigate the amount of friggin' damage that the Protoss is going to be able to do here really soon. 3 base toss, he's going to be able to really start pumping out drafts. There's a second one now. He could, on 3 base, he either can build up a ton of gateways or start double pumping giraffes at that point, which, for anybody, doesn't matter who you are. You up against double pump giraffes, you have a lot to deal with.
Well, especially if your opponent doesn't have a starport to make Vikings.
Exactly,
I mean, you're basically dead. You're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I was giving him kudos for patrolling, that's great, but it's at the point now where this is a little bit later in the game.
1 turret would have been able to pretty much.
He needs to have some units here out in the front.
Yeah.
Because this is coming. And he does have the warp prism here to be able to warp in.
And it's not siege either, those tanks.
The only problem is he doesn't have enough gates. He only has.
That's what I was going to ask you. How many there is?
He only has 4 gates. He's basically on 3 base now. This one isn't saturated quite yet. Also, his probes are relatively low for 3 base as well. He's not fully saturated here. So he's very, very, his macro is not the greatest. Maybe these 3 bases were a little bit quick. But yeah, no, Abom's just not really working it. He's got an opportunity here. He's just kind of pissing it away.
I think he knows that he can actually get in there and do something. He's just kind of hesitant as to how he wants to approach that siege line right now, and that's
kind of messed
And I'm
up.
going to retract everything I just said when I said that he has an idea of what he should be doing, because now he just dropped 2 Stargates.
Like, one would have been great. Get a couple of Void Rays or a Phoenix or something to pick these up, or get rid of these siege tanks. But I mean, 2 of them when you really need gateways. He's got 4 gates and he's on 3 base. Like, I would at least like 8 gates down.
On 3 base, absolutely.
Yeah, at least. No, that's bare minimum.
And that's if you're using the Robo. You take the Robo to there, add 2 more.
Yeah, no, either that or at least drop another Robo and double pump these drafts.
Exactly, that's what I was expecting to see.
You know, he is double upgrading, which is great. And I'm sure these are for Void Rays or Phoenixes to pick up the siege tanks, or maybe a combination of both, which is okay. With 2 of them a little bit aggressive, but
a little bit overkill.
Still, fully not saturated here at all. Look how many probes are here, man.
I think he pulled too many when he got his first expansion down here, because this base is actually close to oversaturated. The other one, the third now, actually getting closer to saturation. Does he have more gates being built up at the top of his third?
Yes.
Yes, he does. All right, so now we do have 4 more on the way, making a grand total of, what, 8 in total that he's going to have, plus the Robo.
So that's a little bit better.
Plus 2 Stargates. As long as he's not producing on all of that at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, he
okay.
stopped probe production for a very, very long time. He's only on 47 probes. You know what? He has the illusion of being on 3 base.
Oh, that's a dangerous... No, dude.
But the Terran is still ahead right now.
No.
Economy-wise.
This is a bad decision.
This is going to get eaten up here. He needs to get more Marines over this way. This Giraffe is doing some work. He is going to be able to micro this with the War Prism if he decides to do so. And yes, very nice. He gets quite a bit of kills there. Unfortunately, all the Marines were not bunched together, and half of them were patrolling down this way. And holy sweet mother of tits, here comes...
Those are several tanks in that group.
There's quite a bit of Marauders as well, which obviously destroy a Giraffe.
Oh, he's actually dropping that Giraffe again. I think he's leaving it there as well. No, he's going to pull back. Oh, no, don't lose that.
Whoa.
Damn, dude, he is playing the game with that War Prism.
Needs to siege up. Oh no, the Zealots can't get out quick enough. He is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage here. Is it going to be enough? It's going to be extremely close. There's still quite a bit of siege tanks and those Marauders. And
nice
yes, he is going to be able
vision.
to clean this up. Both players losing quite the bit of units. The Giraffes are down. Here
Suddenly
are the Void Rays. Double pumping the Void Rays.
Oh, man.
And this is suddenly going to be going all the way bad here for Tom with these Void Rays on the field and just not enough Marines. Too many Marauders and siege tanks. Still no third. Let's take a look again at the probes. Finally, he is building more probes. So 52 to 59. The economy lead is slowly starting to dwindle for Tom. And the game is starting to really look in Abom's favor.
Absolutely. Now that he's got a couple of Void Rays out, and he is loving those Void Rays, he's continuing to produce those as well. I guess that is his idea to deal with this siege tank situation. Of course, it's also going to help a great deal against the amount of Marauders. And look at that, we forgot about that Warp Prism that was up at the top of the natural here for Tom. Just been sitting here the whole game. He's going to warp in another 4 because why not? He's probably taken out quite a number of SCVs there with that warp in. And that would be pretty good as well. I don't know if he's actually scouted that area. Here we see the Marauders for Tom now going to get into the third of Abom. Going to get rid of a couple of these pylons. Very nice. Going to hurt how much reinforcing he's going to be able to do here, although he's not going to need to replace too many units.
This Nexus is going to fall. Marauders just do so much damage against structures. It is going to go down, and yes, it does. So Abom now back on 2 base. Very, very... Oh, but look at that. Instantly putting back up that Nexus. Very nice. I like it. I would even like to see him maybe double expand at this point. He's got 2,000 minerals. It wouldn't kill him to chuck down 100 gold, or even over here, it doesn't really matter, because that is going to slow him down a little bit, or at least put them on even playing fields when it comes to minerals.
Absolutely. I think Tom is seeing him empty his bunkers here. I think he's getting ready to possibly move out again, and he is finally sending some Marines over there. I think he finally realizes. And there they are. Oh, and nice. Canceling those Zealots. And now he is going to move down the field. That's going to get rid of the harassing opportunities for Abom while he does push out down the field here. Tom now going to be running up against a couple of Giraffes. This is going to be actually not that easy to kill, especially if he gets to him with Siege not activated there. And 2 more Void Rays on the way. This is not the army that you want to bring down right now.
No, Tom is going to get stomped here. Obviously, it's going to force a cancel. Hopefully he cancels. Hopefully, no, he does not cancel, so that's gone. And look at this. Here comes the Void Rays. We got some Archons in there for splash damage. The Void Rays are going to be able to pick off those siege tanks very, very quickly. Charge lots going inside as well, tanking a little bit of damage, and it all does fall. And this could be GG if Abom decides to go up there and go and counter.
Nice hacks.
What? Are you serious, bro? You were
enjoy the ban. What?
Eat a dick.
What?
Eat a dick. Just big old flaccid wang. Some big old nuts.
I've never seen somebody accused of hacks for something like this.
He attacked this base. I mean, how was that a hack?
I know. I don't understand. Like, does he think that he's got too many like high tier units?
Like, Abom made so many mistakes that there is no way humanly possible.
I am so confused as to why Tom would ever in a million years think that Abom was hacking. I don't. Raffle, nice hacks, kiddo. Enjoy the ban. GG no re.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it.
Right.
The first game of the week was decent. It was
okay. I can roll with that. I can roll with that. That felt to me like maybe a gold or a platinum level game. We're gonna find out when I look up later on to put the symbol in the top right, because just for some of you who still think that we don't do that, P.S.
We do.
We totally put that there. But yeah, solid, relatively solid game. Saw some good stuff in there. Just a little bit of weird decision making.
Just some macro issues, really.
Yep.
I think that's what it boiled down to. It's just not enough structures, not enough gates. Expand times were weird. Probe productions were cut. Even SCVs. It was sloppy macro, but some decent game decisions from Abom and some good back and forth play. So
absolutely,
I'm
going to say the highlight of this game was definitely the upgrading by both of these gentlemen.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was I love to see upgrades, because so often people at this level just don't
do it.
Period.
Well, it actually took me a long time to start upgrading.
It's one of those things that it just actually does take a little while.
Yeah, I mean, I was high diamond before I actually started upgrading.
Double pumping?
Yeah.
Or even upgrading period?
Well, I mean, I'd get like +1 at like 12 minutes in, and then cry about Terran melting my units when I don't have armor.
When he had like 2-2 at the same point.
It's like, okay, Jeff.
Yeah, great.
But yeah, guys, if you can learn from something, get your upgrades at least. If you're not great at this game, it doesn't take skill to upgrade.
Get those upgrades.
Yeah.
Terran probably could have waited for his upgrades to finish before he made that attack, actually.
It's pretty close, yeah.
That's on the skin of the teeth.
Yeah, it's sour
right
about
there.
that.
That's unfortunate.
Anyway, that's it, guys. We got to get going into the next cast.
On to the next one.
Peace.